How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome into episode 57 of the Sports Desk. I'm Ryan. I'm Splash. Over here is Jack. I got the direction right again today. How's it going, pal?
How does my sunburn look? I have like an embarrassing sunburn on my nose right now.
Wow.
Yeah,
I can confirm I don't go outside, so I don't know what a sunburn is.
Yeah.
Joking.
Right,
If my grandmother's watching, I definitely go. I went outside today. I did go outside today. Can confirm I went outside.
I was at
today.
the LA Coliseum watching NASCAR of all things, and
yes.
I got torched. I got absolutely torched. So that was fun.
I got torched. How was that? I've been to other racing events in person, but I've never been to a NASCAR event in person.
It's loud.
Well,
I mean, that's obvious. That's probably a given there. But I enjoyed it. It was it was a very experimental thing because they're driving on like this temporary track inside of a football stadium, which is like unheard of pretty much. So it was curious. It was like really, I was curious to see like in the weeks leading up how they were actually going to pull it off. But I think they did a pretty good job. So
yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. So you did miss the Pro Bowl. I shame.
I heard
it was so bad. Like not even so bad. I didn't even.
I heard they played two-hand touch.
Yeah, it was essentially two-hand touch. So like it was weird. Like I really like the other events, and I think even with like the NHL does this. I loved all the NHL events. Like you were talking me through them. I thought it was awesome. Like these events are popping, right? But then the Pro Bowl itself like sucks. It's like, well, why does it suck? Well, there's a lot of reasons why it sucks, but there's like a lack of competitiveness that other sports, like I guess other sports have like an advantage because they aren't as physical as football in that you can have like an all-star event and actually have like players doing things, if that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
It's like in hockey, you can have a hockey event and the players skate around and shoot pucks. Like they do 90% of their job. Defensemen don't hit anyone. They do 90% of their job, right? Or basketball, they do 90% of their, well, they don't play defense, but they do most of their job. What's the point of the NFL, right? Because part of the NBA is the lore. Like I like the All-Star game, and I think it's a solid thing. Because the skill, there's like a skill aspect to it. And Colton and Will were just on with the Play Action podcast. They were talking about this, that you can show your skill in an NHL 3v3. You can't show your skill in an 11-on-11 football game. It just doesn't work because like no one's going to tackle. So if you make no one's like coverage,
like you have people out there that are like weird. Literally like the offensive line is just out there to block, but none of the pass rushers are really trying to pass rush. So it's like,
or, a spectacular catch over 3 people. That's not going to happen because you're not going to cover guys that tightly, right? There's no like fun element. I did like Will's idea of having the Pro Bowlers do other things, like they're Pro Bowlers in football. Why not see if they're Pro Bowlers in other things? And I immediately thought of Mookie Betts is obviously a baseball player, but like a bowling tournament, Mookie Betts would dominate that. I wonder who's the best bowler in the NBA or in the NFL. Like I know Justin Tucker's the best opera singer. Like I know there's some baseball players, but if they had a 3-point shootout, who's the best sharpshooter in the NFL, right? Or who's like we've seen the strongest man or the precision passing event. Like I like those. I really like those. I like dodgeball, but
dodgeball's fun. I love watching them play
what
dodgeball.
NFL player is the best bowler? I wonder I actually don't know what the answer is.
I actually was curious. Like I was thinking about like the NHL, they normally play like 5-on-5, but in the All-Star game, they play 3-on-3. What if the NFL maybe tried something a little bit similar? Like maybe they got like a smaller field or something like that, and they played 7-on-7 or something like that could happen.
Actually, I think the answer is Terrell Owens. He is a semi-professional bowler now.
Huh. Good to know.
Fascinating. And Mookie Betts, I get he bowled a perfect game before.
He has.
Several actually. He actually did one at like a World Series of Bowling event, so it wasn't like just a wives' tale thing. Like he actually did, like it was verifiable. I'm sure you can find a clip of him bowling a 300.
Probably
actually,
somewhere.
I'm gonna find a clip. Mookie Betts bowling. I gotta find a video of this because it's It's a PBA World Series of Bowling event, and there's a 4.5-minute video. That's cool.
Should we show it?
I don't want to get demonetized and get our channel kicked.
Yeah.
But it exists. Ladies and gentlemen, I can assure you that Mookie Betts is an amazing bowler. He's probably better at bowling than baseball. I'm not even joking. Like he is an elite bowler. He's an elite bowler.
I mean, like to bowl multiple 300s is like really, really, really impressive too. So it's like I'm not really gonna question that too much. He's probably got a post baseball career after his 12-year contract runs out.
It's like Nick Chubb is probably better at Madden than he is in real life.
That's definitely Derwin James.
Yeah,
because he spent the whole. That's not even biased too. Like he spent like when he tore his ACL last year, he spent like the whole offseason just doing Madden streams like every Tuesday. So that was fun.
I don't know. Like imagine being like paid to be like elite at something, and then like secretly your talent is something entirely else. Like I feel this way about my like sports trivia stuff because we don't get to do much of Squash the Splash, and like what's the point of having trivia knowledge? Well, I'm really good at trivia, but like I get paid to write articles and I get paid to do stuff like this. So like,
it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah, it's weird. Football is weird. Sports in general are weird. I don't know.
Hopefully these takes that we're about to look at though are not weird.
Dang, you beat me to the what a transition, Jack. Okay, maybe you need to host your own show.
I'm picking up on the technique here though.
So the first take is from Nightwing 1013, and by the way, we're still doing the whole giveaway points. We feature your take. So Mr. Nightwing 1013 gets a cool 1,000 biggins right now. So congratulations to him.
So his take is...
I sent that from Pollmaster.
Oops.
I forgot that I was on Pollmaster.
Okay, let me read the take.
Okay, go ahead.
Rams have better defensive and receiving stats and still lose the game. I think I just realized too, we need to pull up a hot take emitter, but
yes, this is true. It's like it looks pretty dumb if both of us are just talking about it, but
yeah.
Oh, we have a graphic for it. What an absolute buffoon I am.
Anyways, graphics.
See, I don't know what he means about better defensive stats. Like, I don't know if that's just total yards because it's certainly not points because they would be losing the game, or they would be winning the game and his take would be totally ineligible. Receiving stats, I guess, makes sense.
I guess it does make sense. Like Cooper Kupp and OBJ go off, and then like other guys on the Bengals don't.
I'm going to say this means the Rams have more yards than the Bengals and more passing yards, and still lose. I think that's fine. That's fine. I can go with that.
I don't think it's going to happen, but like
you can disagree with it for 1,000 points.
I'm probably going to, honestly. Like it's feasible. Like it's something that could happen. But at the end of the day, like the team with more of these stats is more than likely going to win the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fair.
And I trust the Rams defense a little bit more than I trust the Bengals defense. Don't get me wrong. I like what the Bengals defense has done this postseason. But Aaron Donald, Von Miller, Leonard Floyd, Jalen Ramsey, Eric Weddle.
Genuinely scary.
Like, oh boy.
Yeah, I get it. Genuinely scary. All right. Next up, we have our coworker, Chris, U Stadium Fantasy. Make sure you check out their content over the summer. They're going to have some awesome stuff for redraft leagues, keeper leagues, dynasty leagues, all the whole 9 yards. They're going to be doing some great stuff there. He says Canada wins World Cup 2022.
This is a fun one because
this is a
Canada's
spicy one.
It's Canada's spicy for sure.
Aren't they? I don't believe they've ever made the knockout round. I'm going to fact check that, but they haven't made the tournament in like 86 years.
Yeah, like 86 years since they last made the tournament, but they're leading.
They made World Cup 86. Actually, I'm positive they made World Cup 86. Just don't know other because. Yep, Canada's first appearance at the final stage was in 1986. Canada's men's national team. They won the CONCACAF championship to qualify for the World Cup. They are the only national team other than Mexico and the U.S. to win the Gold Cup. They won a gold medal at the 1904 Olympics.
Wow.
And the 1986 is their only World Cup qualifier.
So it's going to be
Cup that they qualified for.
It's going to be kind of a miracle, like if they even
and
just
they finished
get
bottom
in.
Of their group.
I say miracle, but it's like they're a pretty strong team. They beat the U.S. 2-0 recently, which sucks for us. But they're probably, I don't think it's going to be that much of a shock that they've kind of built back up again. Like, it looks like they're probably going to make it to the tournament, but winning the whole thing,
yeah, that's a tough ask.
That's like a habanero take, honestly.
Yeah, it's like, okay, they're currently top of the World Cup qualifying group. That's fine. They are probably going to qualify. I think they just have to beat Costa Rica next, and they'll be.
How much longer do the qualifiers last?
I'm not 100% sure, but I believe they have 5 matches remaining. Yeah, 3 matches remaining. Yeah, 3 matches remaining. So Jamaica and Honduras are already eliminated. El Salvador is in 6th. Costa Rica is in 5th. Panama is in 4th. They are in they're in that intercontinental playoff spot against probably New Zealand. Let's be real here. Mexico is in 3rd, tied with the U.S., but U.S. has a superior goal difference, and Canada is 4 points clear. That means if they win one more match. One of
their next 3 to qualify.
Win one of their next 3 matches, and they will be mathematically clear of Panama. So that means the Canadians will be are almost certainly likely to go to the World Cup. So that's congratulations to the Canadians, Le Rouge. So I really need to want to talk more soccer on the channel. I don't know.
We definitely should
be able to do that. Yeah, because I think I would love to talk about World Cup stuff and
World Cup is starting soon. I know that UEFA is starting, or the Champions League, I should say, is starting up again pretty soon. MLS is starting this month. I know nobody else cares about that, but
yeah, yeah,
it would still be fun to talk soccer.
I'd love to do some World Cup stuff. I guess assuming that I'm not in school in the fall and I'm only working for U Stadium full time, then I can have all the time in the world to stream and research, and that's fun. That's a lot of fun. I will not be sending Chris points though, because he's one of our coworkers.
He's one of our buddies. So
yeah. All right. Speaking of,
same with this next guy.
Yeah, at Fella, he says the Bulls -2.5 win by 8+ tonight against the Hornets. What are we thinking, Jack? I know you're less of the NBA guy than I am, kind of.
You know what? I'm going to agree with this. I think they win. I think they win by 8 exactly. I'm going to go with that.
Ooh, are you going to make it? Exactly. You going to make that into a take?
I'm not going to make that into a take, but I'll agree with his. So
you could do it for 88 points.
88. That's funny.
Actually, I'll make a take for you, Jack.
Go for it.
Here we go. Bulls win by exactly 8. Bulls beat Hornets by exactly 8.
He's got another funny take, by the way.
When does the Bulls Hornets game begin? Not sponsored by Siri, by the way.
No.
That'd be cool, though. Imagine how cool that would be if you're sponsored by Apple products.
I mean,
all right, I made an 88-point take. All right, so I don't know. The Hornets are kind of like a spunky group. They're cool. LaMelo, I believe, is now an all-star. So 8 is a tough ask. I'm going to disagree. I think it's going to be closer than 8. The Bulls might win, but I would take Hornets by 7. Or Hornets +8, sorry. We have 5th and goal. Back to basketball for a moment. He says the Cavs make the second round of the playoffs. He put 814 points on that one. So congratulations, buddy. I will be doubling your deposit.
I think it happens.
Yeah,
I think it happens.
I think there's a solid chance it happens. I've talked to Jake about it. Jake, of course, is a huge Cavs fan. I think there's a reasonable chance it happens because it depends on matchups, of course. But as of right now, the Cavs have one of the easiest remaining schedules, and they're already, I believe, 3rd in the conference. Again, I'll fact check this, but they are within a game or 2 of 1st in the conference. They're 3rd, maybe 4th, depending on who's won in recent days. But the fact of the matter is,
Cavs are 4th in the conference right now.
Okay. Well, regardless, they have an easy schedule coming up. They are tied with Chicago, who's in the 3 seed. They're a game behind Milwaukee, and they're a game and a half behind Miami. If they win 5 in a row, they could reasonably be the number 1 seed. And then you're getting one of Boston, Brooklyn, Charlotte, Atlanta. Obviously, you don't want to play Brooklyn, but Brooklyn is unlikely to have Kyrie. Well, I guess I heard they're changing that protocol. The New York is changing their vaccination status.
New York.
So maybe that changes that. But I would trust the Cavs to beat Boston, Charlotte, Atlanta, or any team below Atlanta, especially at home. Toronto, like, I think the Cavs, keep in mind the Cavs might get Colin Sexton back at this point as well. So I think there's a solid chance the Cavs can pull this off, and I think it's a reasonable take. 814 points. I'll have to think about it. Maybe after the Super Bowl, when I get some points back, I will vote for that. But
all right,
I think it's a solid take. Go Cavs, baby. All right, last take. Another one of our coworkers, actually. This is from Birschbaums, who should be on the show.
Former co-host. He should be here right now.
Co-host. He says T. Higgins scores the first Bengals touchdown in the Super Bowl.
If any Bengals touchdowns are scored in the Super Bowl, I would know a thing or two about my team not scoring touchdowns. I'm sure they're going to get a few.
Twice.
I'm sure they're going to get a couple.
This is like the third time I've already had to fact check something. That's hilarious. 1979 Rams.
Higgins gets one touchdown. I feel like Mixon would get the other if there's two.
Chase might score one. Okay, the
he
Rams
might score one. They're probably going to put
a touchdown. They scored. Yes, they scored one. They scored two touchdowns in that Super Bowl against the Steelers.
If Raheem Morris puts anybody whose name is not Jalen Ramsey on Jamar Chase, something in his brain is like screwy.
Oh, what? Wait. You don't want Eric Weddle trying to stop Jamar Chase?
Why would I want Eric Weddle to stop Jamar Chase?
What? How? This is groundbreaking information. What about David Long? Throw David Long on Jamar Chase. Look, I can speak facts here.
So who do you want Ramsey on then?
No one. The Ravens put all Marlon Humphrey on Jamar Chase, and the end result was Marlon Humphrey making the defensive back for my worst team of the year. Actually, if we have extra time, I want to bring that up to you because last night I was up till like 11, and I wrote about the worst players at each position this season, like individual games. So these are some funny ones. I'll see if the article's posted, but if we have time for an extra segment, I want to throw that in there and get your reactions to it. Did my Wi-Fi crash? I think my Wi-Fi crashed.
I think.
What's going on? I don't know what's going on. I don't know what happened to Jack. I'm here, and I have the stream pulled up on my phone, so I know I'm here. So I don't know what exactly is going on with Jack's side. So I don't know. I don't know. He's frantically messaging me in the group. Yeah, he's back. Okay.
I think StreamYard crash is what happens. I think that's what happened.
I like actively reset my page. So I'm unaware of anything that like StreamYard did. So
yeah, like my page literally went to it said something wrong. So it was like, what's going on? But
okay,
I think it's a StreamYard issue. Hopefully,
the last thing I said was, the last thing I said that I was interested in showing you my worst team of the week, but it hasn't been published yet. So I don't know if I can do that on this show. Maybe the next show. Actually, that might be a good thing to like make a random video on and just like inform the people about
that. Would be good, like pre-recorded video or something. Yeah,
I think I might do that for tomorrow. Actually, we have some stuff coming tomorrow. So, oh well, whoop-de-dig-em-a-dog-on do. You know,
is what it is.
Yes, it is. It is right. What it is.
Now back to our regularly scheduled programming.
Jack, there's a game on Sunday.
Is there now?
Football game on Sunday.
There's quite a significant football game. It's like called the Superb Owl, I think. Is what it's called.
Superb Owl. There's this team called the Rams. They're heading to Los Angeles. They've never been there before. They're heading to Los Angeles to face the home Cincinnati Bengals. So yeah, let's break it down. I want to go position by position. I don't know what you had planned, but I want to go position.
I didn't have anything planned, so position by position.
Okay,
sounds
position by
good
position.
To me, so.
This is probably gonna end up being a very Rams centric part of the video, but that's okay because Jack is a Rams fan and he is more than willing to talk about the Rams until next Wednesday when he's crying because we're talking about Joe Burr. Which, yes, I don't want to talk about it either. Don't at me. Anyways, if you want to at me, you can at me at _splash_sports. Anyways, Jack, quarterback battle. The number 9s. Matthew Stafford versus Joe Burrow. Who do you give the nod to?
This is a tricky one, honestly. Because like these guys are both pretty much at the opposite end of the spectrum right now. Like Stafford has been playing. This is year 13 for Matthew Stafford. This is year 2 for Joe Burrow. I'm pretty sure, right? Year 2.
Can confirm it is year 2.
And neither of them have played in the Super Bowl. It's like you are being thrust into this high pressure situation if you're Joe Burrow super early on in your career.
Mm-hmm.
And I've witnessed that with Jared Goff too. Like I'm not comparing Burrow to Goff. Burrow is like astronomically better, but
there we go. A little bit of higher so I can see.
Yeah, like that. Even if like you're playing really strong in the season, I feel like some of that pressure can kind of get to you. I'm not saying like Stafford's going to play a mistake-free game, but Stafford, I think a lot more eyes were on him in terms of this is really the first chance that he has to play in these high pressure, like big games in his career for the first time. And so far, you look at the opponents too. These teams have gone up against the Raiders beat the Chiefs, or not the Raiders. They beat the Raiders. What am I trying to say? The Bengals beat the Raiders.
Yes.
And then they beat the Titans.
Yes.
The Titans, let's be honest, I'm calling the Titans overrated in terms of being a 1 seed.
Wow.
I did not
come into your house and slap you?
You can slap me if you want. I don't care. I think the Titans tried to rush Derrick Henry back into their game plan a little too early.
I can't agree with that because at a certain point the playoffs boil down to it's a one-off game. Every game is a one-off game.
It is absolutely.
So that means if you're a 1 seed and lose in the first round, 2021 Titans, 2021 Packers, 2019 Ravens, etc., you're going to look really stupid and you're going to, overrated. Okay, are the Chiefs overrated because they lost a home playoff game?
I'm not calling them overrated.
Are the Cardinals overrated because they failed to show up for a half and then got walloped, right? Or are the Eagles overrated because they got whacked, right? I think like the overrated, underrated storylines that come from the playoffs, particularly the NFL playoffs, I think are, I don't want to say dumb, but I think they're unfounded a lot of the time because even like look back at 2019 with the Ravens losing or 2010 with the Patriots losing to the Jets, or actually both, I believe both 1 seeds lost that year with the Falcons and Patriots. That doesn't mean the 2010 Falcons, the 2010 Patriots, or the 2019 Ravens are bad teams. Sometimes the NFL is a matchup thing, right? You can attest to this, that the Rams were better than the Niners the entire season, but guess who won more games? The 49ers beat them 2 out of 3 times. Whoop-de-doo. That doesn't mean the Rams suck. That doesn't mean the 49ers are the greatest team ever. It just means that matchup doesn't work sometimes. And I think people like the Ravens and Titans, we've seen the Ravens or the Titans came into M&T Bank Stadium and punched Baltimore in the mouth the next year. That worked perfectly fine. So I think I don't like the overrated, underrated argument when it comes to playoff teams. I don't like people that you just spam playoff stats when they're like, oh, well, Lamar Jackson sucks because he sucks in the playoffs. Well, it's a small sample size, right? And part of the argument is always sample size here, that and one team has to win, right?
Yeah.
You don't have like it's Monday when we have the show next Wednesday, we're not going to be talking about Joe Burrow and Matthew Stafford coming off 4-0 playoff runs. One of them is going 4-0. One of them is going 3-1. One of them is going to get exposed if they have anywhere close to a bad game. And even if they don't have a bad game, all it takes is one mistake. All it takes is one Brandon Graham strip sack of Tom Brady in Super Bowl 52 to say, Brady choked. Brady should have been better. If he doesn't make this play, like, come on.
That was stupid. That was really stupid. Like, to call Brady overrated. I guarantee you there are legitimately people calling him overrated like that.
Yes, I am well aware of them on the U Stadium app. So make sure you download the U Stadium app, by the way.
You can get in on all of these discussions.
Yes, you can. So, Jack, gun to your head, Stafford or Burrow?
Stafford.
I'm going to take Joe Burrow. So
I still think Burrow. Don't take this the wrong way. I still think Joe Burrow is going to have a fantastic game, but I think Stafford's going to play a little bit better.
All right, we will find out. So we're split so far. Running back battle. The running game. We'll do a running game battle. Joe Mixon and Samaje Perine for the AFC champion. I don't like saying that. I'm not going to say it for the Bengals. And the Cam Akers and Sony Michel for the NFC champion. I will say that one. NFC champion Los Angeles Rams. So do you like Akers and Michel, or do you like Mixon and Perine?
Well, Mixon, I think, is going to get like 90% of the workload in for
he's going to get
spammed.
Bengals. Zach Taylor. See, I'm going to go on a soapbox here for a second. So I understand all of the support that Zach Taylor's getting because he's helped the Bengals to the Super Bowl. I totally get that. But I also am convinced you people that say that haven't watched a Bengals game this year. When you watch the Bengals and you see when they're in their element, it's when Joe Burrow is absolutely bailing them out, right? When Joe Burrow is like in his bag, essentially, the Bengals win. It is not, but a lot of those are third down plays. A lot of those are broken plays. A lot of those are like just Burrow making a play, right? Why are they in all these bad situations? Oh, that's right. Zach Taylor is an absolute buffoon sometimes. And he is a guy that has an elite quarterback. I will say that Joe Burrow is an elite quarterback.
We're dropping the E word on this.
E word. He has an elite quarterback. He has an elite wide receiver. He has a top 25 guy in T. Higgins, who might be even higher than that. I'll have to do my wide receiver rankings. He has a great slot in Tyler Boyd, and he has a good tight end in CJ Uzomah. Then why are you running the bloody ball more than just about any team in the league in neutral situations? Like, it's one thing if you're like Baltimore or if you're like Tennessee and you have the superstar running back and you have a quarterback that isn't necessarily elite like Tannehill, or you have an overwhelming ground game like the Ravens or San Francisco, for example, that the ground game is the focal point of your offense. You have good pass catchers, Debo, Kittle, Andrews, Hollywood, Bateman, Ayuk, and your quarterback is like can breathe, right? Like Lamar Jackson. But Mixon's a really good running back, but I don't understand why the Bengals run the ball so much. I get there's value in the run game. I'm a Ravens fan. Duh. I get there's value in the run game, but I think the Bengals run the ball so much on 1st and 10 and it turns into a 2nd and 9. It's like, this is pointless. Now you're throwing Burrow out in a disadvantageous situation. Can he dig you out? Yes, he can Burrow out of any problem you put him in. Ha. No one's gonna laugh at my joke. But it just bugs me and irks me that Zach Taylor gets praised so much for what he's done with Burrow. He hasn't done jack squat. He has not done jack squat. If the Bengals did not have a head coach, they would probably be in a better situation than they are right now. They're the stupid Super Bowl. Why? Because Joe Burrow is that good, and he is that man. He has a swagger, the male fortitude, the ball, whatever word you want to throw in. Joe Burrow has that attribute. Zach Taylor is a deflator, is a like a force divider. Like Burrow and Chase is like a force multiplier, so it like builds up the forces. Zach Taylor's like walking into every game and like 20% of the team like just zones him out. Like I don't think Taylor's a very good coach. I still don't think he's a very good coach. And it's going to annoy the living heck out of me the entire offseason when we're having a conversation of, where do you put Zach Taylor in your head coach rankings? Oh, is he better than Tomlin? Oh, is he better than Harbaugh? Oh, is he better than Stefanski? No, he's not better than any of those three. Holy Christmas.
He's a product of the Sean McVay coaching tree, pretty much, is like where we're at.
Yeah,
right
okay.
now.
I will say that LaFleur is part of the Sean McVay coaching tree.
Yes.
I think LaFleur is a little bit different because he actually has a brain. Zach Taylor, I can confirm, does not have a brain. I don't even need to fact check that.
It's gonna be really interesting to see what happens here. But back to the running back battle here.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry for getting way off target.
It's fine. The Bengals are probably gonna spam Joe Mixon.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's probably going to have the better stats, especially when the Rams pretty much have a committee. You're going to see a lot of Michelle. You're going to see a lot of Cam Akers.
And Jake Funk.
I don't know about Jake Funk. I think he comes in on special teams to return punts or something, or to block punts or whatever it is. I don't know, but yeah. Like if we're going based off of purely stats, which I know we're not, but like if we were theoretically, then I would give it to Mixon. But I think you're going to see better production from the Rams offense because they've in this postseason especially, they've gotten into their rhythm with the pass game. Sometimes their run game gets hot too because their line is blocking well and they're creating really good blocking for their running backs. So I think you're going to see a good mix, but I think the Rams offense as a whole is probably going to succeed because they're going to get the pass game going really well.
I think that's a fair point. I think like if I was taking one running back, if we were building like an ultimate team from these two, I would take Joe Mixon over Akers and Michelle. But I think the committee helps, like just platooning guys, keeping guys fresh, and then you factor in the Rams have a vastly superior offensive line to the Bengals. I think that's a pretty clear. Like the Bengals committee is better, but I think the individual player Mixon is better. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Akers next year is better than Mixon, but Akers is coming off an Achilles and can't hold on to the football. And like, there's all these things that there's like a natural progression there with Akers. And he just had like a chunk of it taken out because he missed the entire, 16 games?
Yeah, something like that.
15 games, something like that. So are we both in agreement that we would take the Rams running backs over the Bengals running backs?
I think we are.
Okay. Now we move on to, I think, the closest one here.
Oh,
actually, quarterback is close.
Quarterback's
wide
pretty
receivers.
Wide
so we're going to go top
threes.
Top threes for the Bengals: Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd. For the Rams: Cooper Kupp, Odell Beckham Jr., Van Jefferson. Sorry, Robert Woods.
This is for Robert Woods.
That is an enticing group of receivers.
This receiver battle is going to be so spicy. I'm so looking forward to it. Like, just as a football fan, throw my fandom aside, which obviously I'm not going to do. Yeah, but oh my goodness, this is going to be fun to watch. Jeez, who do I take? I think Cooper Kupp is like pushing me over the edge just slightly, but I really don't want to count out guys like Jamar Chase, like Tyler Boyd, like T. Higgins. Like, I know what they're all capable of doing, and it's just like I think Cooper Kupp though is going to be like he's like what's pushing me over the edge because not only because of the season he's had, but you could tell how hungry he is because this is his first Super Bowl. Right. He didn't play in 53. So this is his first one. He's going to be it's going to be hype. I'm regardless of who comes out on top of this. I think I'm going to take the Rams just because of Kupp, but it's close. It's really close.
See, I think I'm going to go in the other direction. And I mentioned with the Rams running backs that I liked the depth more than the individual talent. And I will say Kupp versus Chase is going to be a fun argument all offseason, and I do not want to get involved with that because I have some outlandish opinions about Jamar Chase. But I think the number one receivers are pretty equal. Like Chase and Kupp are on that same tier of receiver that they're both like S tier. If we did like a tier ranking, both of them are S tier. Yes.
Sure.
Okay.
100%.
Then we do another tier. I think T. Higgins and Odell are on the same tier.
Yeah.
I think they're maybe not A tier. I think they're both B tier.
B tier is fair.
There's so many good receivers. Actually, that's a fun tier list after the season ends, ranking every wide receiver. Both of us would have wildly different lists probably. And then I think I would take Tyler Boyd over Van Jefferson. Part of that is maybe Jefferson's not as proven, but
that's fair.
And he is like the number 3 option, like the clear number 3 option, while Boyd has had his moment in the spotlight before as the number 1B guy, as the number 1 guy before Higgins got there, and as the number like 1B to Higgins 1A. And now he's like the 1C or the 2 option there. So I think I'm going to take the Bengals receiving core because I like the depth a little bit more than I like the Rams depth. And I think
the Rams are a pretty top-heavy team, I will say.
Like, if you're running out there with 11 personnel, I think the Bengals can generate more mismatches because you have the elite guy, you have the ball winner in T. Higgins, and then you have a third guy that is like also really good. Nothing against Van Jefferson. He's also a good receiver, but I think I'll take Boyd by a hair. So give me the Rams. All right. Tight end next. Finish out the 11 personnel. This one's a simple one. CJ Uzomah, Tyler Higbee. Is Tyler Higbee healthy for this game?
That's actually a good question. I'm not 100% sure on that.
All right, let me fact check. Tyler Higbee health. If it's not Higbee, I don't think we need to have the conversation. He was held out of practice on the 4th.
I think they're talking about how they're optimistic that he plays, but like they're not 100% sure on that yet. They don't want to.
He may not practice this week.
Yeesh. If he doesn't practice, it's Bengals on this one, but it's
I think this is a pretty clear Bengals one.
If Higgins, regardless, it's nothing against Higbee. I'm sure he's still gonna play solid, but. If we don't even know whether he's going to play, like I say he's going to play, so that's assuming he even does suit up. So we'll see.
Yeah. Okay. And now we go into a really, really easy one. Do we need to even talk about it? Rams offensive line versus Bengals offensive line.
You mean Swiss cheese?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Rams, congratulations. You won that. I think you can safely win at all 5 positions. So I do like Jonah Williams, but other than Jonah Williams, Quentin Spain's passable, but the Rams have 5 legitimately good offensive linemen. Whitworth is on that A tier, probably just under Williams and Tyron Smith and Ramczyk and
thank you, Austin. 100%. This needs to not happen. If Ben Skowronek drops another touchdown, you're turning the TV off. Yeah, I am with you there. For those who don't know, he had a wide open touchdown against the 49ers and dropped it. So that was fun. Where next?
We have breaking news, actually. Kind of sad. Jeremy Giambi, one of baseball's legends, passed away at his home today. So sad to see that.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, so rest in peace, Jeremy, and prayers up to the Giambi family. Okay.
Absolutely.
That was sad. Because have you seen the flip throw by Derek Jeter?
Think so, yeah.
Okay, so that play, Jeremy Giambi is the one getting tagged out. Of course, his brother Jason's the MVP, and but sad to see that.
For sure.
So I guess that let's transition over to the defense. The Rams offensive line, they win there. I would take the Bengals receiving core. Jack would take the Rams receiving core. Both of us took CJ Uzomah. Both of us took the Rams running backs. I took Joe Burrow. He took Matthew Judon.
Yes, Matthew Judon.
Yes, red sleeves coming in at quarterback. I would take that. Also a number 9. That's funny enough. All right, let's talk about the defensive lines.
This is another no-brainer?
I don't think this is a question. I really like the Bengals one, so I'll actually talk about it. Ogunjobi's out for the season, so that's a bummer. DJ Reader's been great. BJ Hill has been phenomenal in the playoffs. Sam Hubbard, Trey Hendrickson, all great players. The problem is the Rams have 2 first-ballot Hall of Famers in their prime.
They have probably the best player in football, period, on their pass rush.
And the funniest part is he might not be the best playoff pass rusher on the team because
Von Miller just exploding out of here.
And then you throw in Leonard Floyd and you throw in Ashawn Robinson and you throw in Greg Gaines and
Greg Gaines is playing Greg Gaines is underrated, honestly.
This is insane. This is an incredible defensive line. And I think the Rams are going to dominate in the trenches. I don't know if that's going to be enough to win the game, but I think they're going to dominate in the trenches.
Listen, it's not. I know it's not enough to win the game because Joe Burrow got sacked 9 times against the Titans and still won the game. So it's
confirm.
I don't think that's going to happen twice. I don't think that. By that, I don't think the Bengals are going to allow 9 sacks, but I also don't think you're going to win the game again, even if your QB gets sacked a million times. It's just not in the Super Bowl. The Rams, even though they got their butts kicked in by the Titans, I still think the Rams are probably a better team. But
fair.
It's just like you can't sleep on them, Like you just can't. In the Super Bowl, you got to take every opponent. Like every one of these matchups is big.
Right. Speaking of big matchups, we're moving on to the linebacker core.
Ooh.
I know the Rams have a pretty anemic linebacker core here, so I'm going to lean Bengals here, but I'll give some time in the sun for the Bengals linebacker core. Logan Wilson is a stud. Like he's going to be a guy that's going to be in my top 100 probably. Jermaine Pratt had an awesome interception against the Raiders. He's been very strong. So like when you're running, like when you have those two guys, like I think that's a solid baseline. Neither of them are like elite tier, although Wilson might very well be elite tier very soon. And the Rams, it's
let's see. Who is our next best linebacker after Von Miller?
Troy Reeder.
Troy Reeder.
Oh boy.
Who hasn't played terrible this year, but he's
it's just like a different, there's like levels to this. There's levels to this. And it's just like, the Rams will take the L on this one.
For sure. I'm agreeing with you there.
That means we move into the secondary.
Ooh.
Rams, of course, Jalen Ramsey, Taylor Rapp might be available for the Super Bowl.
If he plays.
Old man Eric Weddle. Jordan Fuller. Well, Jordan Fuller's out, yes.
Jordan Fuller's out.
Darius Williams, one of my guys. He hasn't played very well this season.
Guessing he'll play in the Super Bowl. Who do the Bengals have?
The Bengals have safety duo Von Bell, Jesse Bates. That's a nice safety duo. I will take that safety duo.
Really good safety duo.
They have Chidobe Awuzie, who was really good this season, has kind of struggled in the last few weeks though. And then everyone's favorite, Eli Apple. Oh, why is Eli Apple in a Super Bowl?
Oh, good Lord.
Is there nothing right in the world? Like the funniest part is he hates Saints fans and Giants fans because he was on those teams and he sucked for those teams. So the fans like took the piss on him. And like he hates Ravens fans because we exist. So it's like, okay, righty then. So I will be rooting heavily against Eli Apple. I will go Rams corners, Bengals safeties. Yes, however,
I think I agree with that completely. I think that the Rams safeties are just too banged up. Even though I like Eric Weddle, it's gonna be it's weird. I think they're actually making Eric Weddle the play caller for the Super Bowl. They're gonna give him the green dot, so that'll be fun. And he led the Rams in tackles last week. So
yes, he did. Last but not least, kickers. We have a Pro Bowl kicker from the National Football Conference, and we have Shooter McPherson. This is a good one. This is a good one because I think McPherson and Matt Gay. I think that's actually a conversation. Like there are kickers.
Yeah, that's a legitimate conversation.
Like I wouldn't be comfortable putting McPherson up with the likes of Tucker, Butker, or Boswell, or even maybe Younghoe Koo, because he's only done it the one season, respectfully. Matt Gay is kind of in the same boat that this is his like first like absolutely elite season. But I think this is a fair conversation. McPherson or Matt Gay, Super Bowl Sunday.
It's such a tough like if there's one name, whenever I think about the Bengals and like I'm trying to like mentally prepare for this matchup, if there's anyone on the Bengals I'm thinking about, it's McPherson. It's like this guy is just a tank. Like the kicks he's hitting and like having to do it so many times too within the same postseason, it's ridiculous. And we've seen, I don't want to say Matt Gay is having a bad postseason, but he was short from like 40 something against the Bucks. And it was like,
that was a bad look.
Oh God. And then I understand like missing from 54, like his long this season is I think 55 and he barely made that, so that's a little bit more forgivable, I guess. Or I guess it would be if it wasn't in the NFC Championship game. I mean, we did still win, so I guess it's somewhat forgivable, but I wouldn't be comfortable with him even attempting from like 50 plus, honestly, in the Super Bowl.
Although you are indoors. Wait, okay. I don't know what the technical. Aren't you technically outdoors? So you can be
indoor, outdoor.
But it's
I don't
indoor
know.
For the sake of like weather conditions.
Well, they had to postpone a game there because of lightning. So okay. I guess
let me rephrase. It is indoor for the sake of weather conditions that may impact the flight of a football.
It has a roof. but it is exposed to some outdoor elements because it's like a canopy.
Do you get wind inside
Yes,
SoFi?
you get wind.
Okay,
you get
never mind that. Never mind that. Okay. Anyways, yeah, I will take McPherson. I think both of them are on the same tier of kicker, though. I think both of them are like obviously like Tucker would be S+, and then there's Boswell, Butker.
I'll put it this way: if Matt Gay,
I think they're both A tier kickers with the potential to move up to S tier.
I don't think Matt Gay is going to miss anything in the Super Bowl, but
bold take.
I would be. Yeah, it's a pretty bold take, but I think I would still be a little bit more nervous that he misses than if I was a Bengals fan rooting for.
Oh man, McPherson has to be on cloud. You cannot expect. It's almost. I'm a little paranoid that Tucker is so good that it's like he's gonna miss, and then I have to defend him when he misses, right? So it's I would imagine you kind of feel the same way about Aaron Donald, that there's like a confidence that he's going to be awesome, but then if he's not awesome, you have to defend him and say, "Well, that's his first bad game in 5 years, you peasant franchise."
What I did actually was I kind of experienced that last season when he lost to Green Bay in the divisional round, and Aaron Donald was like a non-factor in that game because he was hurt. Like he still played in it, but he just wasn't. He still had like lingering injury effects, and like I had to just. That was my excuse for him, honestly, was that he was hurt. If he was 100% healthy, he's probably wrecking that game, and who the hell knows? So,
yeah, who knows? Because those one-seeded Packers, imagine a one-seeded Packers team losing. Oh my god,
we didn't have to imagine that.
Wow, MVP Aaron Rodgers. This whole MVP Aaron Rodgers is now 0-3, as a one seed. Actually, well, I guess 1-3 because he lost. Or actually beat you guys and then lost to the who the heck did they lose? The Bucks.
The Bucks,
yeah. 2011 Packers. I still can't believe they lost to the Giants. That was such a weird game.
It is.
Speaking of a long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, we're talking about the country of Germany, which definitely is on Earth.
We're pretty sure.
Yeah, pretty sure. Although they operate with such relentless efficiency and they're so good at soccer. And they're also, I've been watching this guy on YouTube. We're not sponsored by this guy on YouTube, but his channel, it's called My Name is Andong. I'm not joking. He has like 600,000 subscribers, this guy. And he makes unreal cooking stuff, like genuinely unreal cooking stuff. And it is awesome. I've been watching a ton of it. So he's a German guy. Congratulations. And Germany will be hosting some NFL games this coming season.
They will be. I'm going to look for the full details. I don't want to screw this up. Like, I just want to make sure like we're getting this right.
So I believe it is 4 in Germany, 1 in Mexico.
Yes. Splash, you're I just opened up Instagram to try to get the details right, and your old account just messaged me. That's funny.
I am now 0 for 14 and trying to get my account back. You know, Dan got his back on the first try.
Yeah, I saw he got his back like right away.
And Anna got hers back on the first try. And I am 0 for 14.
Help a brother out on Instagram. Come on.
I cannot believe it. That's. Do you know who this is?
Who is that?
Shea Guevara.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay, it's 2 games in Munich and 2 in Frankfurt over the next 4 years.
Okay, gotcha.
Also, there will be 3 games in London and 1 in Mexico. So bottom line, the NFL is pretty much
4 in Europe. Okay, 4 in Europe. Okay.
Yeah,
I like it.
They're going full international again, I guess, now that the pandemic isn't really as lockdown-y as it was like back in 2020, for lack of a better term.
Webster's dictionary call us lockdowny. Newest
lockdowny. Yeah, that's
funny.
Listen, it's 2022. Anything can be a word at this point.
Facts. So I like it. I like trying to expand the global brand.
I'm a fan.
I I if the NFL was like a longer season, they'd probably try games in other cities too. Like I'm thinking, well, okay, I guess there's a actually I guess anywhere you can have a soccer game anywhere you can have a soccer game, you can have a football game, right? In theory, because you have a large enough field.
Exactly.
So I guess I think if the NFL had more games to work with, they probably would experiment with more cities like Copenhagen, or of course they do stuff in the UK and they do stuff in Germany, or like Madrid or Barca or Milan or Rome. Like that would be very cool. And
I know they tried Canada recently. I don't think they shouldn't try it again. Like they had the last time they did it, it was that game in Winnipeg where they had to play on like an 80-yard field because they had an issue with like the goalposts or whatever. But they should. I still think they should try it again.
I think absolutely that can be like, especially if you have a longer season. Now you have a longer season. You have 272 games to work with, right? And you can say, hey, maybe what if every team plays one international game? I don't know how the teams would feel about it.
I don't know how feasible that is. Every team plays an international game. I don't know if that's like a feasible thing.
Okay, I'm going to have this really outrageous idea. I know it's outrageous, but let me fill you in. What if 20-week regular season, 17 games, you have every team gets 3 bye weeks. Let me explain. Every team gets 3 bye weeks, and there's 1 week in the middle of the season that is all international games. And this accounts, so you would have 8 home games, 8 road games, and then the 1 international game, right? So you'd have, let's say you have week 10 is everyone's international. So week 11 bye, week 9 bye. So everyone's on the same level playing field there. So week 9 bye, week 10 international game, week 11 bye, and then you have your other bye. So like week 12 or week 4, whatever. You have like a normal bye at some point somewhere else in the season. Or I guess you don't even have to do that. I guess you could scrap it technically. But anyways, you have 1 week dedicated to all international games. So you have bye weeks on opposite sides of it. So you have some level of consistency for the teams and it's ease of travel, right? So you can get like acclimated to a different city. So I'm thinking you roll this out and you have maybe 8 destinations and 2 games apiece. So you have Mexico, or you have Mexico City, you have Tottenham, you have London, like Wembley, you have Munich and Frankfurt, like you have a game in Canada. I don't know, pick your favorite Canadian city.
Winnipeg is the last place they tried it.
You try in Copenhagen, and then I think you can try one in Australia, and you get those 8 cities. They host one at like 1:00, and then you host a primetime game. Obviously, there's going to be like goofy hours on these, but you have a 1 p.m. Eastern game, an 8 p.m. Eastern game, something like that.
Remember when? Do
you think that idea is like hot trash?
I don't think it's hot trash.
I came up with that on the fly.
It would need some fine tuning, but
okay, that's fair. I just wanted to throw it out there.
I don't think you're crazy. I'm going to say that right now.
Fun idea.
Well, maybe a little crazy, but
I think logistically a full internet, that would be a lot of money though.
Oh geez, a full internet. That's like you're talking like F1 now, where they like are all over the place.
Yeah.
So it's
and
like
I don't know. I don't think the owners would like having a week of no foot or 2 weeks of no football.
Yeah, the owners would not like that at all.
So I guess that's an issue. Yeah, I do like the week of having international games, or maybe like instead of the Pro Bowl, like why don't put it in a different country? Why
play internationally? You know what you should do is after the Super Bowl, get rid of the Pro Bowl, play the Super Bowl after 2 weeks like normal, and then make the Pro Bowl like an all-star team versus the defending champs.
Fascinated.
The team that just won the Super Bowl. Make them play against like an all-star team. I know some leagues, like some minor league, the ECHL is like a minor league hockey. Right, and they have
it used to be called the East Coast Hockey League, and now it's just the ECHL.
Yeah, they don't have an acronym for it anymore. They're like all over the place at this point.
Yeah.
But what they do for the All-Star Classic is what it's called. Now they take the defending champions and they play against just an all-star team of players from all around the league. Like I think that would be fun for the NFL, and you could do that on an international stage if you want. I think that would make some sense. Maybe I'm crazy now, but that'd be fun.
I think that'd be a lot of fun to do. A lot of moving parts, but I think it'd be cool to throw some variety, get the spice in life. That'd be
exactly.
Cool to do.
Exactly.
So,
where are we going next? What's our next topic?
I think we have to head down to H-Town and talk about a new head coach.
Yes, we do.
New head coach. Lovie Smith, former Bears coach, former Bucks coach, former Illinois coach, former Texans defensive coordinator, is now the Texans front man, the head coach. Kind of out of the blue, honestly.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it? What was your first impression?
This came out of nowhere, which I think was everybody's first impression on it, obviously. Because like the Texans, it felt like were narrowed down to either Josh McCown or who was the other guy? It was Brian Flores was the other guy.
Yeah, Flores.
But Flores is in the middle of suing the league, and Josh McCown.
Pardon me for laughing. I know it's a serious cause, but
it is a serious topic.
It's almost, it reads like a Mad Lib. Like, give me a person's name, Brian Flores. Give me a noun, Suze. Give me an organization, the NFL. Like, it reads like a Mad Lib. I know there's like serious underlying issues with it, but it reads like a Mad Lib. Like if I said Jack interrogates, I don't know, the Tour de France, that would be hilarious. That works as a Mad Lib. That's hilarious. But okay. Continue.
It is a serious topic, though. It is a serious topic.
Yeah, so it's like a very serious topic.
And then you have Josh McCown, who has like zero experience at any level head coaching. I honestly thought that, like, are they seriously going to hire Josh McCown? I was like, what are they doing? But even though it did sort of come out of nowhere with the Lovie Smith hiring, what I did notice is, like, when it was first rumored that he was a name that could come up in this search, a lot of Texans players were like going on this Instagram post and just going crazy, like, yes, like, make this happen. Like, they love this guy, pun intended.
Lovie?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Got him.
I did say pun intended. But
yeah,
they
that was a solid one. That was a good one. I'll give you.
Yeah, but they do, like,
you get one splash point for that one.
Do I get another one for the transition earlier?
Yes, you get 2 points for a good transition. Okay.
Awesome. So yeah, I think that's it's a good hire if you realize, like, maybe it's not going to last 3 splash points. Wow, okay.
Yeah.
But
you got 1 for that of the Lovie Smith joke, and then you got 2 for the transition.
All right then. 2-point conversion is good.
Yeah.
Now I get 4.
Yeah, that was good. That was really wow.
I'm on one today, folks.
Yeah.
Now
you're gonna try too hard for it. The next one,
right? But this is like a hire that, if the players are happy, see what happens. It's something that the players like. That means like they've worked with him before too, because he was just in the building. They hired from within. Right. So there are, I think, some pros and cons to this. We'll see what happens with it. I think it's another wait and see type deal, but I am interested to see how it works out. I think that's I was about to say, like, I don't think it could get too much worse than than Coley, but he was given the short end of the stick, honestly. Yeah, like, that was just not fair what happened to him, but football's a tough business, so we'll see.
It is a business. So I think with Lovie, I hate to say it, but I think Lovie is another Cully type. Like, I know he has previous coaching experience, but I think this is very much a scapegoat sort of deal coming up, or like a straw man that the Texans are going to be bad this year. We know that. They're going to be bad this year. So that means they are well within their right to just fire Lovie Smith. And I think that defeats the purpose. But what I think they might end up doing is offensive coordinator Pep Hamilton, quarterbacks coach Josh McCown. So I will see if they have announced those, but I believe that is what their plan of action is.
I don't think they announced them yet.
Yeah. So Pep Hamilton is the offensive coordinator, and head coach Lovie Smith explained Tuesday why he's enthused Hamilton will be in charge of the ball. Okay. And then QB coach. Okay, they're not. Okay, this is from Sportsnot. I'm not 100% sure if this is super viable, but I'd like to. Okay, so they already. Okay, this is not helpful. Okay,
I guess it
that's
hasn't
not
happened
helpful
yet.
at all.
I think we would have probably heard about it by now if
Yeah.
it
So
was
Pep Hamilton
made
is the
official.
offensive coordinator now with the Texans. Offensive coordinator, or he's the offensive coordinator with the Texans. It just makes sense to bring in McCown as the quarterbacks coach, and then you have a natural progression that you just fire Levy Smith, Pep Hamilton jumps up, McCown jumps up to OC, and if you want to get Luke McCown out of the building, okay, cool, congratulations. Have at it, but I don't know if the team wants to do that because as far as I know, the Texans are the only team interested in Josh McCown. I don't know.
I don't think anybody else was. So.
Yeah, I think it's a valid like 3-year strategy of like bring in a scapegoat head coach, fire him, bring in a scapegoat head coach, fire him, move up your offensive coordinator, and then you have your then you have your quarterbacks coach from year 2, and so I don't know. It could be fun. So yeah, there's the Levy Smith story. Congratulations.
It's a big wait and see deal. It could work out. It could not work out. I think the one thing he has going for him again is that his players like him. So there's already a pretty good relationship there. So
for sure.
It could mean something. It could not, but we'll see. It's good to start off on like a positive note like that, though.
Mm-hmm. So I heard through the grapevine that Roger Goodell wants a new stadium in Buffalo.
Yeah, I think he mentioned that as part of the press conference that he had today. He had a really interesting press conference. He said that he called SoFi Stadium. He said this might be a regular stop for Super Bowls. I was like, ooh, that's interesting. That would be fun if they had more opportunities for the Rams to play Super Bowls at home.
Ha ha
ha. But no, it's
I
like
can't believe that's happened 2 years in a row.
It's ridiculous. I'm trying to find the information, but he did say he said it was progressing in in Buffalo. I know we mentioned this as like a topic earlier on at it was like a show that we did forever ago. We mentioned that it was a possibility that maybe they could move to Austin. I think both of us shot that down quickly because we're like, the Bills are not leaving Buffalo. Like they're just not.
Yeah, they're staying in Buffalo. It's just they might get a new stadium. They've actually been in Orchard Park, New York, for the last 50 years. So perhaps you go from Orchard Park to like Buffalo proper. So
I'm curious if there's like.
This is a funny article. Bills X factors against Chiefs. Number 2, Brian Daboll. He is no longer the offensive coordinator of the Chiefs or of the Bills.
That's fun.
Oh man, that's too funny.
I don't know all the details on this, but I figured maybe it was worth bringing up. But it would be cool to see a new stadium in Buffalo. I think that would.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd be down. I'd be down. Yeah, so
their fans deserve it. Their fans definitely deserve it.
Mm-hmm. They will be jumping on tables until they get one.
They're gonna have space. They're gonna have like a section for tables, and fans just jump on these tables and land on like mattresses or something.
Okay. Speaking of jumping on things, did you watch the Pro Bowl like skills challenge?
No, I know they do jump on like.
Yes, like Stephon Diggs got onto a truck and then belly flopped onto a table.
Oh, good lord!
And caught the football. So, I am a huge fan of that. As kind of like a dunk contest stand-in, essentially. I'm a big fan of the precision passing. I'm a big fan of like I think it was Mack, Russell, Jefferson, and Hunter Renfrow. Actually, they did a different passing obstacle, or like the hitting the normal obstacles, and thread the needle is like going against the other team's defensive back or 2 defensive backs, and then precision passing is like the event that Lamar sucked at. I think those are a lot of fun. I like dodgeball as well. I think that's a lot of fun. I know it's.
I did see cheesy, from dodgeball.
It should be designed to.
I saw Justin Jefferson make a one-handed catch to win dodgeball. That was fun. He made a one-handed catch.
He was like falling down. He was like so scared, and then the ball just the ball caught him.
Yeah, it just ended up in like the perfect spot on like his arm or whatever, like that. Like it was an impressive catch, but it was more like it was
an incredible catch. Yeah, but it was like I think it was North Carolina receiver, and the quarterback threw the pass so accurately that the receiver wasn't even looking and he was just running, and it like caught him like the nook of his arm essentially. It was like, huh. And I think the same thing actually happened with Buster Posey and Jake Peavy of the Giants. So Jake Peavy is like yapping to the ump, and Posey just muscle memory just chucks it back at Peavy, and the entire stadium's like, oh. And Peavy's just like arguing, but he has his glove here, arguing. Yeah. Ball just lands perfectly in his glove. It was one of the wildest things I've ever seen.
That's awesome.
I couldn't believe it. Also, go Cavs, go Red Wings. They both puck drop, tip off simultaneously.
That's cool.
Go teams.
I was able to watch the NHL skills competition is what I saw of like the whole mess of events. I thought what they did was really cool. So like I brought this up last week actually. I talked about
how the 21 and 22.
21 and 22. Which was basically like they played blackjack with oversized cards on the strip. To be honest with you, I'm kind of like rethinking that one. I thought it was cool, don't get me wrong. But once they got the hang of it, like once they were able to shoot, it kind of just became like an accuracy challenge at that point. It was just like,
I mean, to be fair, that's the goal.
Yeah, it is the goal. Like you're showing off, but like you already have an accuracy shooting anyway, like an event specifically for accuracy shooting. Like the one where they're shooting at targets on the ice. At that point, you have guys that know like what they need to get to 21. Like Joe Pavelski, he's the guy that won it. He just like picked out, I need to get a king, and he shot right at the king and he nailed it. And it's like, I guess that's impressive in a way.
That's just super impressive.
It is, but at the same time, it felt like a little too easy. Like nobody really missed. Like the cards, I think the cards were maybe a little too big.
Okay.
It would be fun if they had like some face down ones as well. I think that'd be a little bit fun because like
I like that actually.
The whole elements of like not knowing what you're gonna get. Like at that point, it really becomes an accuracy challenge. But I didn't hate it.
I think that'd be fun.
I wouldn't hate to see them try it again. I
don't know if it's going to be coming back in
thematically appropriate anymore because like you don't really think of too many other cities like Vegas. Like nobody like plays blackjack anywhere like that. And of course, the other like out there event that they had was the Fountain Face-Off. No other place has the Fountains of Bellagio, and that was really cool. I enjoyed the Fountain Face-Off where they had like they were shooting light up pucks. It was the return of the glow puck. But
like an actually good one?
I guess so. The stupid thing was they had to activate it before they shot it. So like once they put the puck ready, they had to like chop their stick on the top of the puck so that it would light up, and then they had to like shoot the puck at these targets, and like it had to like land on the platform and not fall in the water. And then there was like a net that they could shoot at. I thought it was cool though. I enjoyed that. I thought that it wasn't anything like too different. Like it was like they have like skills relays sometimes where like they're shooting the puck into like these really tiny nets.
Hold on. Were these fools bouncing it off the water?
No.
Okay.
I don't think they were. That'd be cool if they were. That would be really cool.
And it looked like one of them like skipped off the water like a skipping stone. It's like, what? I that would have blown my mind. That would have genuinely blown my mind. Wow. This looks very cool. It was
really cool. It was enjoyable. There's like videos I can show you later, I guess, when we're off the air. But I enjoyed it. The Breakaway. Oh, I need to talk about the Breakaway challenge because they brought the Breakaway challenge back. And Trevor Zegras, you animal. This guy pulls off the most disgusting shot I've ever seen. Like, blindfolded, too, is what he did. He was, like, doing it like a tribute to the Dodgeball movie. And he's, like, he's dressed up in, like, the Average Joe's, like, jersey and stuff like that. And he's, like, he gets blindfolded, like, that scene in the movie. And then, like, there's mascots throwing dodgeballs at him. And, like, he just, like, does this spinorama move where, like, he lifts the puck up and it's, like, looks like it's stuck to his blade. And he's just, like, spinning around and, like, doing these crazy moves, like, lacrosse-style moves with the puck.
Okay, I found a clip of it. Yeah, I found a clip of it.
It's dirty as hell. I don't think we can show it, but it's like if you have not seen it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is
it's
intense.
Just, oh my goodness.
Spinorama.
Yeah.
Oh, that is beautiful.
The lacrosse spinorama, blindfolded. And he said he came up with that like day of. He said that like he came up with that like right
Nice.
before like a couple hours before it started.
One of the mascots just chucked it right at the 5-hole of the goalie. Actually, this might have been harder for the goalie than the actual the skater, Zegras. Because Zegras you just wasn't looking at anything, and the goalie had to like look out for dodgeballs. Right? So if that's funny. That's a good one.
His stick got hit too, I think. Like after like as it was coming off his blade, his stick got hit. That was disgusting, though.
Good work, NHL. I am proud of you.
I'm proud that you brought the breakaway challenge back. There was actually kind of a funny moment involving Mr. Kaprizov. He ignored the ESPN guy. I don't know where Splash is going. I think he's grabbing the jersey. I'm gonna wait for him to get back before. Boo. He so like the ESPN guy was like coming up to him to like try to talk to him before he took his shot, because he took off the jersey and he was wearing an Ovechkin jersey. And then he just ignores the interviewer and or I think it's like the announcer, whatever it was. There was like somebody trying to interview him and he just ignores him and just runs off and skates off and takes his shot. And it wasn't that impressive, but like it was more or less like a
let's be real here. Kaprizov could cure cancer and you would find a way to say it's not impressive.
I mean, he got the lowest score in the competition. Like I said, it was I think it was just the Ovi tribute is basically the point of what it was, because Ovi had to miss the All-Star game. He tested positive for COVID, which sucked, but they're in different divisions, so Kaprizov would have been there regardless. I respect the Ovi tribute at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
What else happens? Jack Hughes did a magic trick. That was cool.
Ooh, I can do some magic tricks.
I'm pretty sure you can. Bottom line, wait. Did
you say I can't?
I said can.
Oh, okay.
I promise I said can. I said I'm pretty sure you can.
Okay, I have done some card magic. I don't actually have my deck of cards with me, which bums me out because like for a long time I had it in the zipper pocket of my green bag, my book bag. But I don't have cards with me, so I can't.
I'm not doubting your card magic. That'd be cool to do on stream, honestly.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
That'd be dope. But yeah, overall, I thought it was a success. I didn't actually see the actual competition because I was at NASCAR on Saturday. They did it on Friday, Saturday, which is weird. Normally it's Saturday, Sunday, but I guess they didn't want to compete with the Pro Bowl, which makes sense. But yeah, overall, that was fun. Vegas pulled it off pretty nicely. And yeah, he's doing some magic right now.
I can't.
Totally not like
a battery pack like this. I can't even like hide it behind my hand.
The sleight of hand needs to be.
Yeah, like with the like decks of cards, like I can. There's like a way you can like bend it around your hand, so you can
you can like hide it and then just.
Yeah, but I can't do that with a battery pack.
Speaking
of the battery pack, some teams in the NBA are on life alert and they need help. They need like one extra battery. They need like a piece of aluminum foil in the battery to convert their AAA battery into a AA battery. Do not do that. You might get blown up by the government. So some teams need that little ounce of that juice to push them through the rest of the season. And some teams are the Sacramento Kings and they're trading one of their best players for Domantas Sabonis.
Yeah, I saw that trade and I thought about how
and you pushed it as a Buddy Hield trade.
That's what I did.
Okay, not gonna lie, that was hilarious. And then everyone in the comments is like, "This isn't a Buddy Hield trade. This is a bonus. This is a bonus in Halliburton."
I did that because I was like, "Oh, Buddy Hield's a huge name, and the Lakers wanted him earlier." I'm not an NBA guy. I should not have been thrown into doing that.
I am dead on the inside. Ooh, that was so funny.
It was a mess. It was a mess, and I'll take the L on that one. But
so I will say we do have a Twitter space tomorrow from 2:30 Eastern to 3:30 Eastern, right over the trade deadline. Nick's gonna host it, but he's not a basketball guy. Frankie's gonna be on it. Sonny Carton's gonna be on it. We might get some guests on it, and it's a Twitter space. So if you want to call in and talk, you can diggity darn do it. So we will be having a NBA trade deadline Twitter space tomorrow from 2:30 to 3:30, and then Jake and I with the Full Court Trap will be live at 10 o'clock tomorrow night to recap everything that happened after I get out of class, to recap everything under the sun, and then Friday we will be launching the Sonny Carton Show on New Stadium. I'm excited. Lots of basketball content coming down the pipeline.
It's hype.
So you don't have to listen to us talk about basketball. You can listen to the NBA experts with you stadium. Well, I guess I technically am an NBA expert with you stadium now, but you can listen to the NBA experts with you stadium. You don't have to listen to us spew out hot garbage. Well, you do have to listen to me spew out hot garbage tomorrow night, but that's neither here nor there.
You don't have to listen to me, like throw these things out here. Oh, Buddy Hield.
The Buddy Hield trade.
Yeah,
the Buddy Hield trade.
Listen, I'll be smart enough to push it as something else if it's a bigger player like Russ gets traded or
you're gonna do the James Harden for Ben Simmons trade. It'll be like, they traded Nick Claxton. I don't even know if he's on the Nets anymore.
Jeez.
Here we go. Let me look at the Nets roster.
Can I talk about like how stupid that is? That's Kyrie.
You can talk about whatever you want to talk about.
I guess I can.
That's the point of having a show.
I don't like how Kyrie's only playing in road games. I don't think that's going to last much longer because, like we mentioned, New York is changing their COVID policy or whatever.
I can confirm that Nick Claxton is on the Nets. Okay.
All right. Then.
I didn't realize. He is. So when the Nets trade James Harden and Nick Claxton for Tyrese Maxey, the other guard that I'm blank, Matisse Thybulle, and Ben Simmons, and 5 first-round picks, you're going to call it the Nick Claxton trade. Deal.
I'll probably actually do that now that you made me think about it.
Oh, did you know that this guy's called the Slim Reaper? No way.
I think I heard that actually.
No way. Stop it, NBA. Why is this fool called? And I respect. Okay, he did go to Georgia, so he is a fool. If I type in Slim Reaper on Basketball Reference, the answers it brings up are Kevin Durant and Nick Claxton.
Splash is dead again.
I can't. No. I cannot. He's also called the Alchemist. Okay, congratulate. We are the new Nick Claxton show. Does your show mention Nick Claxton 17 times? No. Ours does.
Don't think so.
Bow down, peasants.
Okay. What was I talking about?
And then continue, and then we'll get into tier this.
I was talking about Kyrie. I think it's a little bit dumb that they signed him like just to play away games. I think that if you're going to sign with a team in a professional sport in any capacity and you're able to play all the games in the season, you should play all the games in the season. It's like you're making a commitment to professionally like play for this team for the entire year when you sign a deal. Mm-hmm. And it's like, if you're sitting out half the games, why should you?
Half, but go ahead.
More than half, but it's like it feels dumb to me. It feels dumb. Like if you sign with a team, you should either be playing, like barring injury related anything, you should be playing all the games, or you shouldn't be playing at all. You shouldn't be signing with the team if you're not going to play all the games.
I'm intrigued because I have a couple different nuances here. So as far as I'm aware, with the NFL or the NBA, you have to be vaccinated to play in New York. And you have to be vaccinated to play in California. And you have to be vaccinated to play up in Toronto. Yes?
I don't know 100%, but that sounds right.
Okay. So, like, the Kings traded for a player that's unvaccinated, Aaron Holiday. Aaron Holiday is unvaccinated and he does not want to be vaccinated, so he won't be able to play Kings home games. But when he was with the Pacers, it didn't matter because he was going to play most of the games, right? So how do you feel about if you're, let's say Kyrie signed with the Pacers, right? And Kyrie could play all of the home games for the Pacers, but he couldn't play in Brooklyn, New York, Los Angeles, Sacramento, or Golden State, or Toronto. How do you feel about that?
That's too many.
Like if he misses, like if he is like cannot play 10 games because he's unvaccinated, how do you feel about that?
It's tough to say. Like it's at the end of the day, like while I would encourage vaccinations, it's ultimately like his choice.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like he made the decision himself, and if it's like I don't know, like it feels like it's just negatively impacting his career right now, and it's like 10 games is like it's tricky to say. I think maybe like that would be. It's a little bit more forgivable than like every home game, but
okay.
it's okay. I just it feels a little bit wrong to me still.
The police are coming for you, Jack.
Oh,
you said the V word. I do think there's even okay. Let me put you in this situation. So Enes Kanter Freedom, Enes Kanter Freedom. I believe that's his name. If the NBA plays a game outside of North America, he cannot go because he might get arrested and sent to Turkey. Because I'm not joking. This is a serious like political thing. But would you, if you're the Lakers, if you're the GM of the Lakers, would you hesitate to sign him because if you had to play an international game, he would be unavailable for you?
I think international games, it would be different. I think if he can't play in an international game for like whatever reason, that would probably be a little bit more acceptable because it's like it's a little bit
once a season game potentially.
Yeah, it's like a one-off game usually, and it's like there's just these all these little nuances to international travel. It would probably be like a little bit more understandable if like he can't leave the country or something, and like yeah, that would make a little bit more sense. So
I get yeah, I'm looking this up on. Okay, this is when he was with the Celtics. I think there is a. Okay, so we can go to Toronto because the Canadian government ensured he can travel safely.
Okay, well, that would be fine then. Like if he can go to Toronto, that would be fine.
Yeah. So he's called the Turkish government has labeled him as a terrorist, and he said the only thing I terrorize is a basketball rim. True quote. Check out NBCSports.com.
Why did that even happen?
Because he's vocal about the issues in Turkey. So the Interpol red notice. He has an Interpol red notice. That means he cannot travel safely outside of the United States and Canada. He has a green card in the United States. And if he left the United States or Canada, he is fearful of arrest and could be extradited to Turkey. So he is now an official U.S. citizen. And he is... Okay. And
I don't know enough about...
Here we go. So he's avoided any NBA activities outside of the States, which nearly became an issue last season for a potential Portland and Toronto finals. Okay. Interesting.
I don't know enough about the situation, so I'm not going to make like an offhand
It's fascinating to me.
It's kind of interesting, but it is what it is, I guess. All right. Should we move on?
I think we should.
Yeah. Let's move on. Last week on Tier This, I'll throw this up. Last week, actually, I'm going to hide this because last week we tier listed something called NFL helmets. Speaking of helmets, by the way, I joined the mini helmet club finally. I have a mini helmet now. I got this last night at the pop-up shop that they had, so that was cool. This was an S tier helmet, I think. But a lot of them were boring.
It was either S. Oh, it's logo and a helmet season.
Logo and a helmet season, exactly. A lot of them were boring. So this time around,
Jack, merch idea. We need Sports Desk logo on a helmet on a T-shirt ASAP.
We need to make it
so
happen.
It's a logo on a helmet.
Absolutely. Needs a stripe too.
And
but
it needs 2 knives for Aaron Donald. Okay, here we go. T-shirt logo on a helmet with AD knives, plastic knives.
Plastic butter knives, of course, but knives nonetheless.
Knives.
Anyway,
okay. There we go.
We've got.
Don't demonetize us, YouTube.
This time on Tier This. This time on Tier This, we've got something a little less boring. I guess nowadays it's more boring than it used to be, but back in the day it used to be awesome. We've got all 56 Super Bowl logos. Oh boy.
Jack, how high do you think you could count to, by the way?
Not very high. I stopped trying after 3 digits, honestly.
I've asked you this before.
I think
so we're gonna I get the zoom in angle so I have enough brightness.
Unfortunately, I don't think these are all in order.
No, they aren't in order. How dare you, Jack?
I did upload them in order, but Tier Maker was being weird with me, so it is what it is, I guess.
Maybe one that we can do, we can go either forwards or backwards. Like, do you want it to go like 1, 2, 3? Actually, wait, I think they're in order.
Some of them are in order. Some of them aren't.
Because like the first 9 or the first, I don't think the first.
Like I can see 1 right now. Like I know where 1 is.
Yeah, I think I can't see 1 because I think it's blocked or it's at the bottom.
No, it's right here.
Okay. So there's. Okay. There's 2. I see what happened. I think what happened is you put in Super Bowl 10, Super Bowl 11, Super Bowl 12, and then Super Bowl 1 came in. Like it's all the Super Bowls that have a number starting with 1, and then all the Super Bowls that start with a 2, and then all the Super Bowls that start with a 3. Right? Because Super Bowl 3
That's not what happens.
It's exactly what happened.
Maybe it's what happens. I literally.
It's what ended up happening. I don't know. That probably wasn't your intention to do that.
No, it was not. I literally labeled them as like number 1, just the number 1. Okay. It's like 1.png, 2.png, 3.png.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Yeah, so like when if it ordered it, alphabetized it, and they look at the 1 first, it doesn't matter like 1, 2, 3. Those are 1, 2, like just 1. 2,
I should have done
0,
1, 0, 2, 0, 3. So that would have made it a lot easier.
Yes.
Whatever. It is what it is.
Anyways, so we know where 1 is. We know where 2 is. We know where 3 is. We know where 4 is. We know where 5 is, and then 6, 7, 8, 9 are on the bottom, and then we can. Okay, there you go. Super Bowl 1, the first World
Championship game, AFL versus NFL.
It low key goes hard, but it's not a great logo, but it does go hard. I think it's A tier. I think it's A tier because
you think it's A tier.
Yeah, I think that's just so much immense swagger that it's just the first World Championship. Now, I don't even know what sport it is. It's just the first World Championship.
All right, you want to put it on A tier? I think.
Where would you put it?
I'd put it at probably C tier. Like in terms of a logo,
we
it's
can go
just
B.
text.
We can go B.
All right, we'll go B.
Yeah, I know it's just text, but there's just so much, underlying swagger with it that it's totally unintentional because it was just the first one. I think there's like that one is like meant to be iconic.
Okay.
As far as I'm concerned, Super Bowl 2, it's just Super Bowl II and like that. I don't know. I would go C. Maybe
I don't know where. I actually don't remember where they came up with the name Super Bowl.
It was a Lamar Hunt, the owner GM of the Kansas City Chiefs.
All right. Well, he played in the first Super Bowl, so say no more. Or the second, I think. Or was it the first? I don't remember. One of the first.
Yeah, it was the first. It was the first. It was Green Bay, Oakland, and Super Bowl 2.
Super Bowl 2, I would probably put C tier.
Yeah, I would go C tier.
Where's 3?
3 is right behind 39 or between 39 and 40. There you go.
Here we go. That's a bold look. That reminds me of like.
I think that's an A. I think that's an A. I think there's definitely some more like swagger to it. I think that's an A.
For like the time frame that logo exists or would have been relevant. Yeah, there's like definitely some swagger about that one.
Okay, so Super Bowl 4 is between 49 and 50.
Okay. B tier in my opinion, honestly.
I think it's I would go B tier. I think it's solid.
Okay, where's 5 at?
Right all the way at the end after LVI.
Here we go. Probably C tier. It's just text again. It's just fancy text.
Yeah, just text.
A lot of these are just fancy text.
Yeah, I would throw in the next like 6, 7, 8. That's my area code. You should I would just throw those in C.
These 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're probably just C tier, just text. Okay.
People are yelling outside of my door.
Where are we at? We're at 9.
I think you can elevate that to B tier. I think
9's B tier. It gets a little bit more fancy, but it's still text at the end of the day. Same thing with 10, honestly.
Yeah, I think 10, 11, 12. I think I might throw those in C tier.
I like the design they did for 12, but
okay. 12 will throw in B tier.
All right.
13, I think is another AT.
13 looks really good. I like the design they did for 13. 14.
I don't love it. It's okay. I might go B tier with this.
Yeah, I don't love it either. And then 15 is just text.
I would put those both in C tier, 15, 16.
15 and 16 are both text.
I think 17 and 18 have some fun elements to it.
Yeah, 17 and 18 are like B tier, I would say. Yeah, there's a little bit more going on there. I actually like this is 19, I think. How clean
19 and 20.
Is.
I like both of those. I think both of those could go A tier.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you there. I like how clean 19 is. 21.
I'm tempted to go S tier because there's a very distinct element, and you just have to see the rows, and it's Super Bowl 21.
Sure.
So I would go either S tier or A tier.
I'd probably put A tier with it, honestly. Okay. I think I think it's missing a little something, but it's still a really good logo.
Okay.
22 is pretty generic. I'd probably go B tier.
I think 22, 23, 24 pretty generic.
22.
You put 22 in A tier.
There we go.
Yeah, I might even bump 24 to just C tier, honestly. Because it's just Super 24 Bowl.
Doesn't even read in order. It's not terrible, but it's just there. Okay. 25 is
I do have a special place in my heart for 25 because I made when I was younger, I made a project. It was we had to think of something in a group of 4, right? So there were 4 quadrants, and I did the 4 Giants Super Bowls. So 21 I like, 24 25 I like, and then 42 and 46 are, well, we'll get to those when we get to those.
We will indeed get to those.
I think 25 is probably B tier.
Yeah, 25 is B tier. It's clean. It's not out there. It just is what it is. What is this?
I can't read 26. It's 26, but I can't read 20. I think 26 and 27 might be a little too busy.
Yeah, 27 for sure is really busy. I'd probably put them both C.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
This is 28. I think this is an A tier logo, honestly.
I think it's really polished. I might we'll go A tier. 29 I think it's good.
29's not bad. I think B tier for solid. 29.
I would say that's the middle of the pack. So I would say probably B.
Yeah. A lot of these, 32, it's a good middle of the pack logo.
That I think I really like that one. I really like 30.
You really like 30? Would you be willing to A tier that one?
I would go A tier with it.
Okay. We'll keep it spicy. 31. I don't know why I'm just not a fan of this one.
Really? I really like it.
I don't think it's D tier bad. I think it's okay, but I think
it should be B tier. I think it should be B tier.
Yeah, I think B tier is fair. It's definitely better than a lot of these for sure. 32. I like 32.
It's cool. I kind of get what they're going for. I don't know. I wish I don't like the different color text for the X's. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I know what you mean. We'll B tier it.
All right.
33. 33 is clean. Probably B tier again.
Yeah, probably B tier. All right, now we're getting into the Super Bowls that we have emotional attachment to.
Yes.
Jack, you start us off with Super Bowl 34.
34. This is an interesting one. I think it's bugged me a little bit how like the third X is like gigantic, and then the rest of it's just the same text size. It's clean. It's not like out there. It's not terrible. And I probably could be a little bit better, but it accomplishes the goal. It like understands the assignment. So I'd go probably B tier.
Okay. Super Bowl 35, go Ravens. I think that's a B tier. I think it's really polished, simple colors. It gets the point across.
Sure.
Jack, so does boys. I really like 36. I think it's iconic. It's almost like the Rose. Like if there was like an A+ tier as opposed to an S tier, because frankly, I don't know if any of these are S tier logos, but I think
I'm going to disagree with you in a little bit here. I'm already picking out an S tier logo.
I think I might have one too, but I don't know which one it is. I think this one's an A tier. I think this one's very, very good.
Yeah. A tier for sure. It's pretty iconic, even though I think we lost that one. I still like that logo.
37. I understand your complaint that the X is too big, but it has to be B tier. It's very good.
I think it's good. I don't necessarily think the X being too big is like a huge problem. It just looks a little funny sometimes, but they executed the rest of the logo pretty well.
They executed the rest of the logo. That's right, they did.
And Splash is now on timeout, ladies and gentlemen. We're going back to the...
Yeah, I had to be added back because you don't know what the next Roman numeral is. I'm joking.
He's not wrong. It's what, 38, I think?
Yes. It's
okay.
38. I like 38. And I think 38 is like 30 is like a grown up.
This is in Houston,
it's just
right?
Like mature and polished, huh?
It says it's in Houston at the bottom.
I
was going to say, this reminds me of like an Astros. Like if the Astros were in charge of designing a Super Bowl.
I might go S tier on that one. I think it's really clean. I think the symmetry with the lettering works. So you have 3 X's and 3 I's, so the V is in the middle. And I think
I would go A tier.
Okay, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
I think this one's my favorite. Down there in Jacksonville, Eagles, Patriots. I think this one's my favorite, and this is probably the one that, like, if I had to choose an S tier, I think it's probably this one.
Okay, I'll give you your S tier here. This is 39.
So I think you get the X's come across. Like, I think it's pretty polished. I think it's polished.
At this point, we're on to Super Bowls that like I am old enough to remember watching. Because we're at 40 now. I've always liked 40. I never had too many huge problems with it.
It's all right. I think it's a little... see, we're going to talk about some ones I really don't like coming up. It's better than those. I think this is a B or a C tier. Probably B.
I'd go B with this one.
Okay.
I'd probably go A with 41, honestly.
I like 41. Terrible Super Bowl, but I like the logo.
Yeah. 42.
Iconic.
I suppose it's like
I think it's good.
Iconic. I think it's an A tier logo. I never vibe with these colors too much, but like it feels like
A or B.
We'll go B.
Okay.
Okay. Now 43.
Is this your S tier?
This is my S tier.
I hated that Super Bowl. Go ahead.
I'm sure you hated that S tier or that Super Bowl, but I think it's pretty clean.
I think it's
really
very
like
good.
This logo.
It's very good.
Designed nicely.
Very good.
We
should I would say we should rank all the Super Bowls, but
the games themselves.
Yes, I definitely haven't watched most of them, but I know enough to figure out.
Is there a way we could watch Super Bowl 1?
I don't think so because CBS screwed something up. I'm pretty sure that's like a Super Bowl. I'm pretty sure that's a real thing.
I wonder if there's
it's called The Lost Game. The clip on there's a 3-minute recap, a 22-minute video on NFL, and then it's The Lost Game. There's only like an hour of footage.
Weird.
NFL Throwback ranked every Super Bowl from best to worst, and they just put it out 45 minutes ago.
Wow. We're just doing the logos here. We're not actually doing the games.
All right, 44. I really like 44. I really like
44 is S tier, honestly. This was executed nicely.
I think it's S tier. All right.
Let's have the conversation.
Were we both subconsciously leaving the D tier blank so we could put these next 5 in it?
I think so. Because listen, when when 45 came around, I was like, "Oh, this is clean. This is a
Mhm.
really, really nice logo. I like 45." And then I saw 46, and I'm like, "Oh God, I know exactly where this is going."
Okay, so here's my only reason I wouldn't put them in D tier is because they at least matched the stadium. It's like silhouette.
Yes,
That's cool. So
that's
I
cool.
would be willing to move all of the Super Bowl 2, Super Bowl 5, Super Bowl 6, Super Bowl 7, Super Bowl 8, Super Bowl 10, Super Bowl 11. I would be willing to move all of those to D tier and just plug all 46 to 49 into C tier. Would you be willing to do that?
Yes, I'm gonna begin that. So this goes there. So we're moving all of these up to here.
So yeah, we're good.
Okay, and then
just go Ravens. By the way, 47
Ravens
champions,
did win
baby.
one of them.
Yes.
Here we have the famous intercepted at the 1 line by Malcolm Butler. Sorry, Seahawks fans.
Okay.
50 is interesting.
It's better.
It's better because the
B-tier.
color comes back. I think it's B tier. I like the silver and gold that goes with it, though. I think that's
do
really
you
nice
think when the
colors,
NFL gets to 100 Super Bowls, if they get to 100 Super Bowls, do you think they'll do just 100 instead of C?
Yeah, probably.
Super Bowl C.
Super Bowl C, like just a giant C. You know what's funny too?
It's like the Cornell logo. Like the
It would make sense if they did it in Chicago too, because like Soldier Field is like the oldest stadium, I think. So
the Bears.
Yeah, just a big.
It just
It's better than 50 because 50 was L, so it would have been like Super Bowl or something. Like
yeah, just a gigantic L.
L. Well, oh goodness.
All right, now we need to have the conversation with these logos. Do we judge these the same each one, or do you think there's enough nuance between them to not judge them all as the same?
I think for the first three, there's not enough nuance.
Hate how 55 works, because why don't you just use the Lombardi Trophy as one of the eyes?
The thing is, that's what a lot of people were thinking was what this one with 51 looked like. They're like, oh, the Lombardi Trophy looks like one of the eyes, so it looks like 52.
Yeah, why don't you do that? I don't know why. I don't understand that one. Why didn't you just I think all all 6 of those should go in E tier, because
E tier, wow.
Yeah, E tier, because at least like 45 to 49 had the decency to not screw with your eyes, and the Lombardi was separate from the numbers or the letters. And now, like with these, it's like the L Lombardi I, the L Lombardi double I, the L Lombardi triple I, the L Lombardi IV. Like especially the Super Bowl 55, like that one's particularly confusing because the logo is small enough to see the L and the V, right? And it just I don't like that one. I think LVI might look a little bit better because there's a different color. So I think that one is like a step above. I would put 56 in B tier.
56 is definitely.
I think
56 is A tier. There might be a little bit biased to it, but I liked it from the moment it first came out. I promise there's no Rams bias.
And the Rams are
okay. Listen, the Chargers could have made it too. So.
I think it's B for biased. I would put it in B tier in all sincerity.
Yeah. All right, we'll go with a B tier. We'll be nice to that one.
5, I don't even think they deserve to be ranked. I think those are
okay. This is our E tier, so there you go.
Yeah, those are E tiers.
There you go.
Yeah,
that's our list.
Okay, because at least with D, there is no ambiguity. At least with 45 to 49, that I would essentially put in like a D plus tier. Like you tried. Like 45 is cool, but like 46, 40, there are some cool elements in there. Like there's cool elements in all of them. But the 51 to 55, I just think it's an oversight in creating the logo. That's my problem. And 45 to 49 have an interesting design. The ones on D tier have an interesting design. But it is such a disaster just to be like, oh, 50 Lombardi Trophy won.
Like just slap a random Lombardi Trophy in the middle, like with the new, like with the most.
Darn! You should have told Henry to just slap a random Lombardi Trophy onto our
thumbnail, like just a giant Lombardi Trophy in the middle of nowhere.
Oh man.
All right, that was
fun. That was fun.
I enjoyed that.
I should probably clip that and post it tomorrow so we get super good SEO.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to do that. Well, I think that's going to wrap us up for today. Any last words there, Jack?
I don't know if you guys will see us on Super Bowl Sunday. I think we're going to try to have a stream. I don't know what I'm even going to be doing. So.
Yeah, because your bloody Rams are in this stupid thing.
We'll figure it out. I feel oddly calm about it for some reason. Like last time it happened, I was like,
okay, actually, let's do this. You need to watch the game, but you can join the live stream on your phone, and you get like a live reaction, and it's sort of like a rugged sort of texture, as opposed to like sitting in your room recording there. Like we have to record your response to like touchdowns.
But the thing is, I can't be spoiled. Like I can't, like your buddy that's in the room with you all the time spoils it.
That's true. So how about this? How about I get someone else to do the live stream with me if possible, and you, or I guess I could do the live stream by myself. That'd be pretty boring though. You record and send me your reactions when like something happens. Like if Stafford throws an interception, like what the heck, Stafford? Or I think that would be cool content.
We'll see. I'll see if I can make it work.
I definitely don't want to spoil it, and I totally understand if you don't want to be on the stream because you don't want the. Hey, Karis LeVert scored. I totally understand if you don't want to join the stream just so you don't get spoiled. Totally get that. I feel you the same way. So yeah.
I'm not like lying awake at night thinking about this game like I did in the I did that with the NFC Championship. I'm gonna be completely honest. I was like up thinking, how the frick are we gonna contain Debo again? Well, we're just I say again, but we're just not. And then like he had a touchdown, and then after that touchdown didn't really do anything. So it's like
hey Jack, if your Rams win, guess who gets a ring?
Deshaun Jackson gets a ring if the Rams win the Super Bowl. Holden hates that idea. Holden's like pissed off about that.
The same way. That one's funny. Oh my goodness. Absolutely identical wavelength. That is the funniest thing. We're gonna have to end it on that note. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like the stream, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, even Stadium, Facebook probably too. Actually, we're definitely on Facebook because some of you are watching on Facebook. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you
NFC champion. Go ahead.
NFC champion. Oh, I was going to just say, ring-a-ding-ding, that Le'Veon Bell, that notification bell. Someone is trying to FaceTime me right now. 1 second. Okay. Anyways, right. Aaron Donald trains with knives. Peace out, ladies.
NFC champion Aaron Donald trains with knives. See you guys.
This is true.